Join me as I dive deep into the mental health struggles that many African Americans face in silence and see if I can uncover some real secrets that need to be shared. Mental health within the African American community is a topic that's often met with silence and stigma. It's time to break that silence and shine a light on the reality of mental health struggles that many African Americans face every day. Societal pressures, cultural stigma, and lack of access to resources are just a few of the challenges that African Americans face when it comes to mental health. From a young age, we're taught to be strong, to persevere, and to keep our struggles to ourselves. But the truth is, that's not always possible. We're human, we're vulnerable, and we need help sometimes. The problem is, seeking help is often seen as a sign of weakness rather than a sign of strength. The cultural stigma surrounding mental health is a major obstacle for many African Americans. We're often taught that mental health issues are a personal failure, rather than a medical condition that requires treatment. This stigma is so powerful that it can prevent people from seeking the help they need, and that's a tragedy. Mental health issues are not a personal failure. They're a medical condition that can affect anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances. There's also a lack of access to resources, particularly in low-income communities. Mental health services are often underfunded, and many people can't afford the care they need. This is unacceptable, and it needs to change. Everyone deserves access to quality mental health care, regardless of their income or zip code. For far too long, African Americans have suffered in silence, hiding behind a mask of strength and resilience. But the truth is, we're not okay, and we need to talk about it. We need to create a culture where mental health is seen as a priority, rather than a taboo topic. I've spoken to many people who've struggled with mental health issues, and their stories are heartbreaking. They're stories of struggle, of pain, and of silence. But they're also stories of hope, of resilience, and of triumph. They're stories that need to be told, and they're stories that need to be heard. One expert told me that the biggest challenge facing African Americans when it comes to mental health is the lack of representation in the medical field. Many therapists and psychiatrists are not people of color, and that can create a power dynamic that makes it difficult for African Americans to open up and seek help. This needs to change, and it needs to change now. Statistics show that African Americans are more likely to experience mental health issues, but less likely to seek help. This is a crisis, and it needs to be addressed. We need to create a culture where mental health is seen as a priority rather than an afterthought. But there's hope. There are people and organizations working tirelessly to create change, to create a culture where mental health is seen as a priority. There are people who are brave enough to share their stories, to speak their truth, and to seek help. One story that stuck with me is the story of a young woman who struggled with depression. She was a high achiever, a straight-A student, and a talented athlete. But behind closed doors, she was struggling. She was struggling to get out of bed, to eat, to sleep. She was struggling to live. But she found the courage to seek help, and that changed everything. She started therapy, she started medication, and she started to heal. Her story is a powerful reminder that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It's a reminder that mental health is just as important as physical health, and that seeking help is essential to living a healthy, happy life. The turning point for many people is when they realize that they're not alone. They're not the only ones struggling, they're not the only ones suffering in silence. When they realize that they're part of a community that's strong, resilient, and brave, that's when they start to seek help. That's when they start to break the silence, and that's when they start to heal. In this video, we've talked about the challenges that African Americans face when it comes to mental health. We've explored personal stories and expert opinions, and we've looked at statistics that highlight the depth of the issue. But most importantly, we've started to break the silence. Mental health is not a taboo topic, it's a reality that affects us all. It's time to talk about it, it's time to share our stories, and it's time to seek help. Thanks for watching, and if you have a story to share, please leave it in the comments below. Also, if you want to watch more videos on mental health, I'll link them in the description box. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more content on this important subject.